Guys, so we're out of here. We're leaving San Salvador. Been here about 2 weeks and we're heading southeast. Not too windy just yet, but the wind's supposed to fill in tonight. It's going to be a beautiful sail, I think. We had to get out of San Salvador though. San Salvador was testing our mettle. We don't know what we did to deserve it, but everything got pretty pieced up there in San Salvador. Our computer program wasn't working, our outboard took a dump, my inboard diesel started popping and locking a little bit, so I had to work on that. We got a lot done. We didn't flinch though. We took on all of our problems head on, got through them. But yeah, it got kind of wild out there in San Salvador, so we're heading south, hoping things get better.
And Matt didn't even tell you the funniest part. We got a late start today, and right when we got out of the dinghy after tying it up and taking all the time, his pants went rip and his whole crotch came out. And the funniest part of all of it is that he didn't wear any underwear because he didn't think he had any clean ones. So then he was just whipping out in the free space and he wanted to go home, and I said, no Matt, we ain't got the time for that. So check out his pants.
Yeah, put your hand in there through the front so they can really see the problems I was having. Yeah, my bits.
And we had to go out in public and get a whole bunch of errands done, like diesel. We had to upload a couple videos. He was sitting at the bar and I took a hairband and I tied the front of his shorts together. And I tied the front of his shorts together and it looked like he was having some really weird problems. It was not good.
The one day I decided to go commando, I was just like, okay, no big deal. We literally had a million things to do, running around like crazy. As soon as I do it, I rip my drawers right off rip.
Not drawers, your shorts.
I ripped my shorts right off rip, and yeah, I was dangling free. It was pretty wild. We had to get, water, some ice, upload, ask a bunch of questions. We actually ended up getting a ride from someone. It was pretty wild. My bits were swinging in the breeze, but it was also very liberating, very freeing,
It wasn't. So we're just gonna keep on sailing. We're gonna take turns and hopefully everything goes well. Right now it's pretty light wind. You probably can tell the water was like glass on our way out from the island. But everything hopefully will go well.
I'll be watching TV the day that it comes. Alright, sun's going down. It's getting dark out here. So we're going to be saying goodnight to y'all for this first part of the trip. And we'll see you in the morning. Unless something crazy eventful happens, if there's like a bunch of shooting stars, then we'll wake up and we'll check that out for you. But
our camera would never pick up a shooting star, you dingbat.
It might. The moonrise comes up, sun's going down now, and the moon's going to come up at like 1. So we got like 8, well, let's call it 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So 4 hours of darkness, terror. And so yeah, that'll be good. Once the moon comes up, it's a lot better because you can see squalls and things like that. The wind's so light that we're going full sailing tonight, which normally I don't do, but it's no wind almost, so trying to make some miles. I'll be keeping an eye on her though.
So we weren't going to film today because nothing eventful happened. We just had pretty easy, low wind sailing, taking our slow time getting to our location, the Crooked Islands. And then we saw a whole flock of birds and I whipped the steering wheel and I said, it's time to go fishing, Matt. Tell them what happened.
It wasn't time to go fishing because we had been fishing the entire day. But the only thing I landed was a ton of seaweed and I had to just keep messing with it every 5 seconds. But as the sun's getting a little bit lower here, we got about, I'd say, another hour left on our sail. We got a nice surprise at the end of our sunset sail. The line started going up, Bay saw the birds, the wind filled in, and we ripped it right over there and we caught this bad boy.
Woohoo!
Skipjack tuna, I believe it is. We got some mud on the boat. I have blood completely all over me now. I'll be needing a paper towel here shortly. But yeah, I'm going to clean him up and we should be on anchor in an hour or so, and that's going to be dinner.
So normally we would have filmed it, but we had too much going on. I was trying to heave to, like, it's really hard to sailboat. It's really hard to sail and fish if people don't sail and fish. You have to like whip your sails, because you don't want to lose it. And it was just, Matt was in the back of the dinghy pretty much yelling for the gas. It got a little too crazy, which you guys have probably seen in our videos before, but we got it. We're happy. We really needed dinner, so we couldn't screw it up this time. Okay, so we made it to the Crooked Islands and we sailed down to Acklins. And then we figured out we might have made a little mistake. What's the mistake we made, Matt?
Well, we didn't really get a lot of supplies because as we've been jumping down the islands, even though it's kind of a headache to go get things, you can find everything. Water, laundry, groceries. Now that we came to Acklins Island, otherwise known as the Devil's Ass Crack, a barren land of nothingness. It's probably like 5, 6, 7, 8 miles just to the nearest human being. So we're going to go on a long dinghy ride today and we're going to find out what's happening. It's kind of a double-edged sword because it's really nice out here. It's super remote. The fishing's great. It's really kind of relaxing. But then if you need anything like water, food, soda, you know, you got to go on a crank to find it. And I'm not thinking there's going to be much here anyway. I'm just not thinking there's going to be much out here anyway. I think it's pretty desolate out here.
Long story short, basically, because Matt makes everything sound long. There's one small sediment that we see on the map. We don't even know if it has a grocery store. It's a few miles away from where we're anchored, and we're going to try to make this journey. And as you know, our outboard motor's not working so well, so this might be a rowing of a nightmare if our motor goes out. This mission will be completed.
And you guys are going to get to see the beautiful Salina Point settlement in Acklins, Bahamas. So we only have about 100 miles left in the total Bahamas. So we're getting down there and we're going to see where we end up. We're still hitting it though.
All right, Matt, describe that dinghy ride in 3 words.
Pretty damn choppy.
You got a stick in your ear.
Hard times. Yeah, that was a beating, for sure. And it's gonna be a beating.
It was wet, back-breaking hell is what it was for me, but we made it.
Our only mode of transportation, we didn't get the fold-a bikes or anything cool. We did bring our rollerblades on the boat with us, and since we've left the US, there's really nowhere to use them because the roads are so terrible and all that. We argued for hours. She was like, well, this is gonna be far. We should take our rollerblades, we could rollerblade down the road. And I said, come on, this place doesn't even have 4G. They're not gonna have paved roads. And lo and behold, this is the nicest road I've seen in the Bahamas, hands down. It actually has divider lines, a double line, a dotted line. It's pretty crazy. We definitely could have been rollerblading, long story short.
Alright guys, so we've been walking down this road and it seems a lot longer than a mile. We haven't seen a single soul. We've seen a lot of cars that just drove off the road, it seems like, and was left there. What do you think?
Hell of a long walk. Definitely getting into the more adventurous.
It's the outlands of the Bahamas.
The outlands. We're in the outer lands, trying to find some supplies. So this is, I guess, this is like legit off-grid living that we're at now. We're out here, you know. Or something like that?
I just like he said, maybe you're gonna get on, you know, sweet pepper, but like I'm gonna need to crush pepper in the jar.
Guys, we made it. We got water. Success. We got some soda. We got some candy bars because I didn't have change. And we got a ride from that guy. So our ice should still be good because it was frozen jugs. Now we just gotta carry everything and that's the hardest part, but we're almost there. Poor Dancy.
Alright, so we had a rough ride this morning, but we had a very successful trip. Got a bunch of water, got a bunch of potatoes and onions. What else did we get? We had to get something else. Oh, took the trash out, got that
Got
done.
a whole bunch of candy bars.
We got a bunch of candy bars. This guy gave me 6 free candy bars. He just kept saying,
Yeah, I thought it was for the change that he didn't have, so I thought Matt had to buy them, but he said that the guy just gave him free candy.
yeah, I thought he was tricking me. He was like, oh, I went back to get change to give the guy a little bit of money for the ride that he was giving us. And I was like, he's like, oh, you forgot your candy bar. So I was like, all right, whatever. I said, how much is it for the 2 candy bars? He's like, we'll get 2 of those. And then I was like, all right. So I grabbed him and he's like, we'll get 2 Snickers too. And I was like, man. I said, how much are they? He's like, don't worry, I'll make you an offer. And I was like, all right. So he's like, get some O. Henry's. Anyway, it makes me take a bunch of candy bars. And then he's like, those are just for you for free. Take them, you and your wife. Have a great night. So it was cool. We got some soda, we got some ice, we got some water.
But now we need dinner.
Yeah, they didn't have meat. So the huntress said, that ain't no problem. She pulled her handy dandy spear out and she said,
Don't put the pressure on me as we're not getting dinner.
she said, I'll go get some dinner for you,
I never
honey.
said that, but there is an exposed wreck nearby, so we're gonna check it out. We're gonna pull out the old spear whipper.
Yep.
We're gonna see how it goes. Hopefully I catch something, or he catches something.
Hopefully there's a wreck over there, but I know there's at least a rock and there's so many tons of fish around here. I can't imagine us going hungry tonight.
Make sure you guys check in next week. We should be sailing further towards our destination, away from here. Obviously we can't stay here that long. They don't really have much to offer. But we will see you guys next week. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And thank you to our Patreons as always. And if you feel like supporting us, check out our Patreon link down below. Bye!
Oh.